My name's Adam Gibson, currently a development assistant coach with the South East Melbourne Phoenix. Live in Melbourne, played a long time in the NBL, grew up in Tasmania, out in Westbury. Since retiring, I've got into the coaching side of things of basketball and love being a part of the NBL. Growing up in Tassie, obviously kids, me especially, like to play all different types of sports, football, AFL, running, cricket. The basketball was always the number one. There was no NBL team, no JackJumpers. There was a team back in the day, but that had kind of finished when I started. Mum and Dad used to coach. Mum was my first ever basketball coach. Naturally just had a basketball in my hand from a young age, and I've been able to take it to pretty good heights since. You know, it was a huge honour, and I guess the biggest part of playing basketball was making state teams, which I was good enough to do all through 16s up to under 20s. But there definitely weren't the eyes on the sport. Pathways certainly weren't there like they are now. It's definitely grown a lot in the last 30, 20, 25 years since. The Northwest rivalry was huge, and even school basketball. With the JackJumpers coming in, it's helped the North versus South kind of rivalry, but it's all part of where you live. You always want to have that rivalry with someone. You know, we have it in Melbourne with the Melbourne United, and it's all part of basketball. Being able to play for 16 years was something I'm pretty proud of. Coming from Tasmania, 460 games, 2 championships. I was lucky enough to win one my second year and then my 4th year, and I didn't win one for the next 12, so things were looking really good early, 2 in my first 4 years. I remember Sam Mack, he's one of our assistant coaches now. He was on that first championship team in Brisbane, and that was his second one like 15 years later, so he kind of did what I did, won one early and then not one since. So yeah, 2 championships, Defensive Player of the Year in 2009 with Brian Gorge and South Dragons, you know, all-star teams and stuff like that, but just being able to play for 16 years and 450 plus games is, I think, pretty amazing, and yeah, something I'm really proud of. Every player wants to win a championship. That's why we play the game, to win at the end of the year. And my second year I was a part of the Brisbane Bullets team, which many say is one of the best to ever play. We went on, I think, a 21 game win streak. Some of the best players Australia's ever seen: Sam McKinnon, CJ Bruton, Mark Bradkey. Our team was stacked with talent. My second year in was a real eye-opener. To be able to come off the bench and play under a coach like Joey Wright was awesome as well, and just learning and being around those guys, I think, shaped and moulded the rest of my career. And then the Bullets went under and I moved to Melbourne with the South Dragons with Brian Gorge and Joe Ingles, Mark Worthington, Mika Vicona, who's a part of the JackJumpers crew now. That team was awesome. The year before, I think the team was 5-25, and we went 25-5 the year after, so it was a part of some pretty special teams. Looking back now, it was a lot of fun. You turn up and you work hard, and then the weekends just to come out and have that feeling you know you're going to beat teams is something that you can't really get your head around. So yeah, the championships were awesome, and to be able to win at the end of the season, all the hard work pays off. I was very lucky to be a part of 2 pretty special teams. To be able to play or represent your country is a huge honour. I wrote down when I was a young kid that I wanted to play in the Olympics. I remember watching the 2000 Olympics in Sydney, watching Gaze and Shane Hill, you know, run around and play, and any kid's dream that plays basketball should be to wear the green and gold, whether it's the Boomers or the Opals. To be lucky enough to play on 2 World Championship teams and the London Olympics in 2012 was, yeah, just to receive that phone call from Brett Brown to hear you made it, to the opening ceremony, to walking through the village with athletes and food halls and Usain Bolt, you know, like it's just amazing to think back. But yeah, that's just a huge honour. Like playing in Tassie, representing your state team, to play for your country and to put on the green and gold is, yeah, something I'll never forget. The growth of the NBL now is incredible. First 3 years were really good. Then the league kind of went through a real bad patch with teams folding. I think 3 of my teams went under. I wasn't taking all the money, I can definitely say that. My second year we had 13 teams in the league. It went down to 8. It's now back up to 10, and since new ownership's taken over, the growth of the sport, the coverage on TV, coverage internationally with the NBA, Next Stars, playing NBA preseason games, like it's just grown so much. So it's awesome to see. I wish I'd have started my career now to be able to reap the rewards of what's happening now, but that's just kind of how things go. It's not the smoothest process to go from playing to coaching. I don't think many people know what they're going to do when they retire. So I was lucky enough to still be able to be around the Phoenix in a coaching role, and the development side of things, just to be able to give back what I've been able to learn over my years of playing, to now hand that back to whether it's our development players or young kids coming through that I coach privately. I think that's what it's all about. Is I had great coaching and great mentors when I was young and coming through the ranks, and now I'm able to kind of give that back. I really enjoy that part, where it's little tricks and ways to win a possession or to win a game or to learn new skills, learn how to shoot the right way, whatever it is. It's been a lot of fun being able to give back and coach younger kids. Yeah, I love coming back. I love telling all my teammates and staff and other coaches just how beautiful this place is. I always say it's like Hawaii to America, you know, that little island just off it. It's awesome coming back, driving past where I used to go to high school, the shopping centre I used to stop and get chicken and chips from, you know, like all these little nostalgic places. Mum and Dad, they're not too far away either, so coming back and seeing family, it's awesome to be able to come back. It's awesome what Tassie have done in such a short amount of time. It's so hard to get a ticket. JackJumpers games, I've got cousins and people asking, can you get me tickets, because it's hard to get, and man, to hear that, it's pretty incredible for the sport in Tasmania. So that is pretty special to hear that it's grown so much, and there is a pathway now for young kids to be able to come through and see the Riders play the Silverdome or at the net. It's what it's all about. See, it's an honour to be a part of the Bloodline, the JackJumpers bloodline, people that have, I guess, paved the way for the next generation or given back to the sport in Tasmania. I'm honoured to be a part of that. I love where the sport's at now here, where, like we said, the pathway for young kids to be able to make it to that next level, and they don't have to leave to go interstate or elsewhere. It's awesome for the sport. So yeah, super proud to be a Tasmanian. Big thank you to all my past coaches, and there would have been a lot of them that have helped me get to this stage. But yeah, just proud to be a Bloodlines member.